Hi, my name is Karma. Welcome to today's video. So, in the last video, I toured some islands in the hopes that I could get some inspiration and really get back into the swing of things after coming back from my hiatus. And you want to know something wild? It worked. After I recorded that episode, I spent like an hour on Happy Island Designer, working on my island layout, laying things out more specifically, because I had a vague idea of where things went. Like, I knew I wanted this area to be the shopping district and this area to be the neighborhood, but I didn't really have anything set out for certain. And that was what was really causing me to burn out, because I need plans, I need specific concrete ideas, and if I don't have those, then I have no idea what to do and end up doing nothing instead. But now I have specific ideas, and so today, we are going to be filling in this area to the right of the entrance in front of resident services. And we're going to be turning this into a Spacecore cafe. So I got the idea for this from actually one of you in the comments. This is from Kuri Kalada. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing it right. They suggested I do a Cosmo cafe, so we're going to be trying that out this episode. We're going to be building up some cliffs right here in front of resident services and like have an area looking out over it. And we're gonna just have a nice, pretty space-themed cafe on top of that. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. So starting off, of course, we have to go through and clean up all the flowers and trees and such that are taking up space. I should really learn to start actually cleaning up before the recording starts, but oh well, here we are, I guess. So went through and quickly just did that. I did clip a lot of it so that we're not taking up like 10 minutes of viewing time with just me going up and digging stuff up, so hopefully you'll be happy with that. And pretty soon it was time to get into the pathing. So I did this little shape, like this little trail, I guess. I don't know what word to use for it. I did this little path going from the bridge over to where the cliffs would start. And I did struggle a little bit with the shape, because I had one that was laid out on Happy Island Designer that I tried to copy and it didn't really work out. So here we are just adjusting it, and then we get into the cliffscaping. So this one is a doozy, and so a lot of it is sped up really quickly, so you don't actually see a whole lot, but there's not really much to see. It's mostly just me going through and trying to form a big blob that takes up all of the space. And I will add, this was a whole lot more difficult than I expected it to be. That's frequently the case, where I see other people complaining about terraforming and I go, haha, what's so bad about it? And then I do it myself and I go, oh yeah, that's what's so bad about it. It's bad. So yeah, I had a little bit of a rough time getting the shape right, and it's still not perfect. So as I'm decorating, I do go through and adjust a couple things to work with whatever I'm doing. But yeah, overall, we've at least got the basics down by this point. So then I placed in a ramp. Unfortunately, I couldn't time travel to get this set in because I do have an open plot, so I at least got that placed down and donated, so next time I'm able to time travel, I should be able to get that placed in. And then I went in on the pathing on top of the cliff. So I did this little bit leading up to the cafe itself, and then I started laying out these rock circles that I downloaded. I think these are so pretty, and they work so well for this. So I just googled like Starstone Path ACNH, and I was expecting to find like a 9-tile path, hopefully, if there was anything at all, because I figured there was probably just going to be like a couple rocks that go on the ground in the shape of stars or something, but instead I found these, and they are so gorgeous. So I'm going to be using these quite a bit, probably, so you'll be seeing a lot of them. But for now, I just figured I'd use them as like the base for our cafe. And then over here on the like top left area of the cliff, I did this little blob. I initially did it in the star path, but I then went in and switched out for the mushroom path because I didn't like how it was exactly the same as our main path. So then this blob is going to be like the base for a little stall that I'm going to do for selling the coffee and drinks and such. And then I went around and just scattered in a few more little custom designs just to fill out the area a little bit more. So like I did these little tiny blobs of the galaxies as well as these stars, and also these like gem rock type flowers. I think that these are really pretty. They came as like a whole set of rocks with this pattern, and they're so gorgeous. And then at last, we go in with some furniture. So I did these bistro tables on the larger rock circles, and then some iron garden tables on the smaller ones. And I used the white iron garden chairs for the chairs for all of the tables, because I didn't really feel like having two different kinds. I know that the natural garden chairs tend to fit a little bit better with the bistro tables, but they require a lot more resources, and I just didn't really feel like it, so here we are. You get all one kind of chair, sorry. And then I went in and placed a couple items on the tables. So I did like a couple coffee cups and also a colorful juice. And then I got to work on the drink stand, I guess. I don't really know what to call it, but it's this sort of thing. And this design is by Yancha Girl on Twitter. And I saw a video on these by Little Branches Crossing, and I just thought that they were the cutest thing ever. And so I'm going to be including quite a few of these on my island, and this first one I figured would be perfect in this cafe as the place where you can buy all the drinks and such. And so I made it out of these simple panels and the storefronts and such. I also placed a couple items on the stand just to fill it out, and admittedly I did have a little bit of indecisiveness here. I cut out a lot of it, but there was quite a bit of trying to rearrange things and figure out what I want and what looked best without being hidden behind the simple panels. And then I made these little like couple blobs up on top of the main cliffs. I did like some smaller cliff areas that I wanted to pile some stuff on, like star fragments and nova lights and star clocks and such, just to really add some dimension, some height to the area, as well as really tie in the whole theme quite a bit more, just to really push it over the edge into overt Spacecore, I guess is the term for it. I plan on doing more of these through my whole island. Like, I'm gonna go back and remodel the mushroom forest at some point to include some cliff areas like this, just to add some dimension and really tie the whole island together. And then I went and started putting items on top of them. Now this was a pain. I cut out a lot of the fiddling and messing around and just trying to get everything to fit, but as it turns out, placing items on top of cliffs that are really small and don't have a lot of walking space is really difficult because there's no walking space. So I can struggle all I want and just like try and get everything to fit in, but the game knows how you want things to be placed, and it will do everything in its power not to place things. Like, in just a second, you're gonna see a purple star clock come out, like right there. There it is. That thing is the bane of my existence. I am never going to touch it again, because I wanted to like fit in that blue crescent moon chair and then just like put everything back to the way it was, because I had to move a couple things to fit the crescent moon chair in. And then I tried to put everything the way it was, and it was like, oh no, absolutely not, how dare you. But yeah, complaints aside, I did this little waterfall right here at the bottom of the cliff, so this is going to go into the river that's going to connect from the entrance to the river mouth over on the right. So I'm going to be doing that a little bit later. I didn't want to do it in this video because I already had a bunch of terraforming, but for now, here's the whole thing finished. So that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I know that I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's super cute, and I'm really starting to get back into the theme, and I'm looking forward to doing more decoration in the future, because I feel like my love for this theme has really just been reignited, and it helps that I have quite a few more custom codes than I did in previous videos, so we've got a lot more to work with, and I cannot wait to keep going. So If you did like this video, please make sure to subscribe, it would mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Karma out.